So today is a perfect day for us in Maine. It's October 31st. It's the beautiful holiday of Samhain, where we say that it's a beautiful day to remember our ancestors, especially those of us in the Northern European tradition. And rosemary is the herb of remembrance. So we are today on a beautiful sunny day. We're digging out probably about 30 smaller rosemaries of different sizes, up to one that's about 25 years old. So we have ones that have been just living in the garden for this one season. This one next to it is about 3 years old, and same with this one. So we carefully dug her up. This beautiful one, it's about 3 years old. And what I do is I take plastic pots, and because rosemaries will dry out very, very quickly, sort of the gift to rosemary is to make sure that you put some good pea stone. We put a lot of pea stone in the bottom of the pot so they'll well drain. And then I fill the pot with our own compost with a little bit of soil that's in the pot, and then it doesn't want to be soaking wet. Rosemarys are from the Mediterranean, and they really prefer soil that's well drained and not too wet and not too dry. So what I do is I'm going to put this beautiful rosemary right in this pot that's got nice potting soil and compost, and then right in the wheelbarrow I have a lot more compost and potting soil along with a few earthworms, which is a good sign of healthy soil. And then I just fill the pot with a mix of potting soil and compost. And I kind of tuck it right down on the sides so it's tucked in well. And then I will keep filling with the soil. And I fill to about 1.5 inches, so I have a nice amount of space for when I do water. And we will give a little bit of water to these rosemaries before they go inside today. And again, wintering rosemaries, I've learned so much over the last 35 years, because if you overwater them, you'll kill them, and if you underwater them, you'll kill them. So they really ask of us here in Maine and in the north, where we have to dig them up and bring them inside. They are a wonderful opportunity to spend time with them a couple times a week. We winter them in a room that has sun for about 3/4 of the day, but even a half a day is enough. They really do not like to be wintered near a wood stove at all. It will dry them out and kill them. Like, a bathroom is a perfect place with a sunny window, because they love the dew, the moisture from a shower. Rosemary is called dew of the sea. So putting them in a place where they will not dry out because of wood heat or really dry heat. So people get to be creative in the north where we winter them. I have a few in my home. I live with a wood stove, and I keep them kind of in a different room that's about 55 degrees and sunny for over half the day. And then I water them. I tend to water rosemaries. I check them with my finger. I water them once a week, maybe a little bit twice a week if they need it, but usually once a week. And I like to mist them, so either spritzing them with a little bit of mister, or in where we winter ours, I just take the hose on the mist spray and I just give them a little bit of misting. This rosemary is probably about 5 or 6 years old. She's much woodier, and so what we'll do here is, when we bring them inside today, I will trim them. I'll give the longer ones like a trim like that. So I'm trimming maybe 3 inches here down to here. I just give them a nice trim, and wherever we trim them, more sprouts, 2 or 3 new sprouts will come out. So I learned from an old Italian farmer. He always was saying to me, don't be shy about pruning your rosemaries. You really want to give them a nice prune, especially when we bring them inside, to take the load of the stress off them. And these rosemaries that we prune, some of them I'll dry them. I love baking potatoes with olive oil and rosemaries all winter, and I love using rosemary in soup stocks for the winter. Rosemary is such a warming, pungent, it helps to move cold and congestion in the body, so it's a beautiful one to be making tea from with a little fresh ginger and rosemary. I love to make tea in the winter. Sometimes I put a touch of honey in there. Having it in my soup stocks all winter. I love making potato leek rosemary soup in the winter. And as we said, rosemary helps us to remember our ancestors, so even having some on your wood stove in a tea to infuse in the air. Some of the old stalks of the rosemaries from old rosemaries that have died, I like to put them in our Samhain fire. So tonight when we have a fire, I'll burn some of the old rosemary stalks. And rosemary also, we say, helps to improve our memory. So rosemary tea, rosemary tincture, we make a fresh rosemary tincture and it goes into a new formula called mental clarity. So rosemary is so wonderful as we go into winter for warming, for moving energy, and for helping to clear the mind and bring clear, good consciousness.